let's all admit, from the first moment that we saw Chris Watts crying on TV, we already knew. We all first met Chris Watts on the news begging for his family's return on August 14th, 2018. And if you're a good crime junkie, you are like, something is very wrong here. Chris Watts met his wife Shanann in 2010. They married in 2012, and they were a pretty normal, cute little couple. They had their first daughter, Bella, in 2013. Shanann was a great mom, and she recorded some of their journey on YouTube and other social media sites. In 2015, Celeste, their second daughter, was born. Shanann was great with the girls. I mean, their relationship had a few bumps in the road, like everyone does. Some financial stuff happened, but all in all, they were a pretty normal, happy family. But in June of 2018, everything changed and it exploded for Chris Watts. On June 11th, 2018, Shanann told Chris that she was pregnant again, that they were going to have a child. They found out that they were going to have a little boy named Nico. The video of her surprising Chris Watts on their pregnancy was a really cute video. She was very, very happy to let him know that he was going to be a dad again. And she was very excited to have a little boy to join their family. But as people have gone back and looked at this video, Chris does not seem as excited as Shanann. In the same month that Shanann told Chris that she was pregnant again, he began an affair with a woman named Nicole Kessinger, and this affair goes on for a while. He told Nicole a lot of lies, a lot of things, like they were separated, and he just kept feeding her all of these lies. He met Nicole 4 or 5 times a week, while still being with Shanann and playing this great father and husband. On August 9th, 2018, Shanann goes on a business trip. Now, of course, Shanann and Chris's relationship was on the rocks. She did not know he was having an affair, but it was still rocky. However, she told her friend that she felt like it was going to get better. However, while she was gone, he hired a babysitter and went out with Nicole and spent a bunch of money on Nicole on these dinners. On August 13th, 2018 at 2 a.m., Shanann returns home from her business trip. You can see this. There's a door camera video of her arriving home. Chris claims that he left for work at 5 or 5:15 that morning. This is the part in the story where we get introduced to Nicole Atkinson. Different Nicole. There's bad Nicole and there's good Nicole. This Nicole is a powerhouse in this case. Good Nicole went to Shanann's house because she could not get a hold of her. Shanann was supposed to have a baby appointment that morning, and she still had not talked to her best friend later in the day, and so Nicole was freaking out. Like a good friend, she kept calling, but she also called Chris to ask where she is, and then when he seems a little shady, she calls the police. The police show up. They said they cannot enter the house. They did a walk around. Nothing seemed to be out of the ordinary, and they didn't seem to be there. They called Chris and had him let them into the house. Her keys, her phone, and her purse were all still in the house, but the kids and her were gone. The vehicle was also there with the car seats, and none of them were there. Since all of this happened, there has been police body cam footage released of this, and it is very sketch when you see Chris Watts. He is panicking. The neighbor catches him leaving on their security footage, and Chris was not prepared for this at all. However, the police continue looking for her, but they are definitely got their eyes set on Mr. Watts over here. From August 13th to August 15th, the world searches for Shanann and the girls. People were very concerned. Something was definitely wrong here, and they could not find the mother and then these two very small children. It becomes a huge world event. And he's still talking to Nicole through all of this, talking about how he is still in love with her. And she is just like, what is happening? Things were not settling right with the police. So Chris goes in and is interviewed. And this is when he gives a polygraph and he fails miserably. This backs him into a corner and he panics very badly. He confesses to unaliving them, or I don't know. Basically, he confesses that he saw Shanann do something to the girls. He freaked out. He unalived Shanann. He's blaming her for the girls, but he's saying he unalived her. It's a whole mess and no one is buying it. Of course, later he recants this and does say that he did it. On August 16th, 2018, Shanann, Bella, Celeste, they were all found unalived, and they were unalived by Chris. Let's make that clear. No, I'm not going to deep dive into the ins and outs of this because it is very, very tough. It's very tough to listen to what he did because it's pure evil. What I can say is Shanann's was brutal. She was found underground at one of his work sites. Bella and Celeste were awake and aware while they were driving to the work site, but Shanann was already unalived at this point. When they got there, Chris unalives the girls. Like I said, I'm going to spare you the details. It's all out there and it is terrifying. But after he does that, he puts them into these large oil tanks. During all of this, their unborn son Nico was also lost. His version of things is he told Shanann about Nicole. They had a huge fight, and she said that she would take the kids and he would never see them again. That doesn't really line up for me, because he obviously didn't want the kids anyway. I don't believe he wanted Shanann and the kids in his life at all. I think he wanted to start over with Nicole, and I think he wanted to be a childless person. On August 21st, he is charged with 3 counts of unalive and other charges for Nico and then unaliving children. He, of course, pled guilty. The details in this case are really something out of nightmares. All of this happened in just like the span of a few months or a month. It happened extremely fast. And it's just such a tragic story because she is on social media just bragging about how wonderful her husband is. And then this happens. Let me know if you want me to deep dive or talk about a certain part of this case. This is a great overview if you just want to know the Chris Watts, Shanann Watts family story. I feel like I need to take a breath because that was a lot. Anybody else? But I am Sarah. I am your true crime best friend. Please join me for more of these stories. You can click the plus to see all of my deep dives into true crime. I also have a Spotify and YouTube account, Code 187, if you would like to join me more. Thank you for listening, and I will see you later. Bye.